Think of all the sword fighting games you know, like Kingdom Come, for example. I mean, realistic, right? Well, take all that you think and swallow it, because this game takes the chart. At least it does for me. Now, I know people have some videos on this, but not many really talk about it, and I get it. It's early access and kind of weird / hard to talk about, but I'm going to try. What's up, folks? Today we're going to chat about Hellish Quart, a game that I saw in videos but never realized what it was until the power of Steam recommendations highlighted this for me. If you enjoy this video, why not subscribe and help me out? After all, we are very close to 1,000. Now, the reason it's tough to talk about this game is because I can't sell it exactly. I mean, I like it a lot, but it's so early access at this point that most people are just going to wait until it grows in content, as for now, all you really have are CPU battles, survival CPU battles, which is pretty much just the indie version of Mortal Kombat Towers. Now, there is one story cutscene and a move list that really makes no sense as of right now because the button layouts are just crooked and they're not named. Now, that is the ugly of this game being in early access. This team clearly, to me, has coherent goals in mind for a smoother AI movement, a story, a more refined move list, maps, characters, and I am personally inclined to trust these devs because I've played my fair share of Steam early access games, and for the most part, they almost always deliver. GTFO, Phasmophobia, just to name a couple. For now, you only have 7 maps to choose from, but each are pretty different, not only in scenery, but also in the size. For example, one you'll be in a wide open field with plenty of room to move around, and another one you're in a dungeon area with little room for movement or mistakes. Now, what catches my eye from this game is the combat and, of course, the gore. I mean, I see everybody gushing over the gore. The combat is pretty much a fencing simulator. I mean, this isn't a battle of attrition, it's a battle of wits. You need to be aware of your enemy's movements from every backstep they take to when their sword moves to the slightest left or right, because that could be your entry to a successful kill. Now, this isn't really the game to go balls to the wall and rush your opponent, because honestly, they're probably just going to outplay you and then now you're dead. It's important to keep in mind that this game is trying to be realistic, so almost all hits are going to kill you. Sometimes you can take more than one hit to the arm or chest, but rarely the head. It happens, but rarely. And honestly, I wouldn't count on those chances. Just go in thinking, one hit and I'm dead. That's why you need to be aware of not only their movements, but things like sword length. And yeah, sword length does sound weird, but it's just something you're gonna have to pay attention to. And I think this should go without saying, but every sword looks different. Some curved, some not. So an opponent can have an advantage on you due to how the swords are. So you're going to have to play accordingly. Now, since the move list in this game isn't the best to interpret, it's going to play out more like a trial and error for now with how moves worked or didn't work for you. The combos, though, they're not the toughest to learn, and honestly, if you're just patient, you'll learn them, and you're going to have some leeway with the blocking because there is no button to push to ensure that you're blocking an attack. It's just an automatic function as long as you're not attacking. Now, you can change the stance to high and low depending on how your opponent's trying to play it out, and that is the only aspect of blocking that you need to somewhat handle. And doing so will also result in you performing different types of attacks. You know, just play around with the character and you're going to get the hang of the combat flow and eventually come out on top with little worries. And honestly, you're most likely going to have a blast just like I did. Now, as for the gore, it's actually a tad harder to dismember than it looks. It has to be the right hit at the right time. And I think I've cut off like, 2 hands, and that's it. Now, decapitating, on the other hand, you just grab them, and then you slice that sucker off, and then you watch the head roll to your feet. I mean, like, damn, play that back. It's just so damn satisfying. This game is going to have some brutal enhancements, and honestly, I just cannot wait. Like I said, this game is very early access right now, but don't let that turn you away. If early access games just aren't your thing, at least keep an eye on this game to see how it grows. It'll get better, and it'll be something special, something different. I mean, I just had an absolute blast playing it. It was easy to get on and drop a few enemies and then hop off, so I can only imagine what I'll do once the story and PvP come out. I'm pretty damn excited. That's all I got, folks. If you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe? And if not, well, subscribe anyways. Till next time, fellas.